Yes, arafo mu nyina kwaba. Ere over platform we so host na naji. Ena wona me adi ahyiamu no. Arafo, ere na sisi amene mu kase an Kwaw Kese. Ghana ni musician and fence Kwaw Kese sminim say bia o say ye mass demolition. Ewo Ghana na arafo. Ono nso minim say we ya dwini danya tu agudi ya no waba be kasa dia fa da dwini na ye dwu tu agu no. Na ye ni kan tie nsem bi wo de sanso no mfama mo.
Ensem ni bara ya nkofo kana na wose tie nu to magana ko hu kure wo na ye se bio asemu a enya no kure asemu ya no kure no asemu a ye nya dance ni twebi e dia dance o tofo no to ni dance ni wado chiri obi last year ebra ehu se ekuafo no ba ye nuane ebuso ebro ebuso no Minister for Food and Agriculture Monyanfo Erikopoku apply to the ministry say the budget allocation no dem man 100 million no fanto nuane na ebuso se da be ekuafo a omabre no omobre enyekwa 500 million e baye ye the National Football Pastor Company omo sha tese omo toniane omo sha tie na omo call market no omo say no enuane na guo no 100 million no kra de ensu bebia and the Minister for Food and Agriculture sa kwasre cabinet in 24 at least in Gama be 500 million po because estimation of the buy say Ghana be here no less than 500 million I bet in your top 10 year a growing more bush in the free market acquire no cabinet approving 200 million and it was published 2025 a year November and a published here graphic online published because cabinet approved say young for 200 million and Pama and National Football Pastor Company no man fanto me and no I share anymore you know Catherine that's canon conquer Ministry of Food and Agriculture football that's canon conquer National Football Pastor Company football and it's a minister because to our provinces Canada to a releasing size canwa the baby said that can ever himfa you know Catherine National Football Pastor Company if you can't demand 100 million or they told me no then na be dia dance say ekuafo da susu because enyane ne bebre e wo hono the central for Ghana for National Football Pastor Company or headquarters e wo cantonment here you betini akọ yenko bi say ya George Bredu any National Football Pastor Company say that 200 million no finance ministry say dey amamu scan mo sa kan da ben na scan mo dey ayede say scan no kroye wo dey no to nkan a minister SH mu say offer a bit say irrigation afi wa release the car assume 110 million Ghana cedis and odama irrigation yemfa enya irrigation infrastructure but okokore online katan a year letter of authorization of the Ministry of Agric so betting spend a year on a year irrigation infrastructure between January and June 2026 wa tika the man or 26.2 million Ghana cedis and it's a one release a year 110 million. The people say, yeah, Abu Sube Beno, I want him for 2 million the quarter year because the entire cry. A few more Babu Sweeney and Santimony. And a Greek minister, Elba Nako Pong, irrigation scheme, the biggest irrigation scheme in Ghana. I cover over 4,000 hectares of land. I share a expansion project of Moya Honum. Okoye no contractor na ya adwuma na about 75%. All training te be tianika. Sika emma entwoja adwuma no. Tanin central for ko ekoko share. And on making recommendations to the finance ministry say, yentia omusika na ma mo te betini ato adwuma no so. Ewie no finance minister enso so ka so person na ka se na ni ko cheri tia na wini tia santem eko no kokore se adwuma na nso betia ansa no tia. Ah no aka se tu ka ko ho no. And it's also released 110 million. Obi, Okofa 2026 budget one. Budget a year finance minister approved here, say young fanya irrigation infrastructure 105 million Ghana cedis. But the deputy minister said between January and June, we releasing releasing 110 million Ghana, which is far higher than the approved budget one. Maybe you see near. And possible, I was saying, my Ghana put you on the cry and remove. Okofa and Kukankete, I no crack. Tika, ya approve it. Say, Yadia and Kukankete, it's about 244 million to a Kaino. But Greta or the man, a Greek minister, I will table and say between January and June, Ubetinia spend only 36 million for Enkukwan Kete. And it's also released 244 million now. Difference in the business say, na first cano, I was here I was able. Obi, Okofa 2025. Now I was sent to farmer service centers, per Abanji Shebu, now was sent to Maku 50. But the entire Baku cry, because let's can go. Didn't start for a great one could never be uncomplaining that. I feel a team one, and I buy to approve it to carry money to approve it to a throw. Wachete Farmer Service Center, called the man 172 billion Ghana cedis. And one ministry needed to media Ayajuma. And she said to carry down not overcast 1.6 million. Service suppliers and contractors are Minister of Finance, Minister of Agric, and Omuya Jumano. Omuba Bedaka, Omubi Satenes Cano Hefa. Sentia Tekua Esu, Ta Omuya, Amu, Abro, Abu Ayantoye. I tell you, the practical radio to be a great minister. I think say this kind of my great minister and we will see. But the reality is that any of the coming out may do it. Mino Kase, a friend of controller department, I tell say, we baby and Amia do next week. And I start 200 million Ghana cedis. Cabinet approved here in 2025. November, Bosumi, Mr. Young Former National Football Factor Cotodiano. A beer and Amia Nancy Colombo this canal. But a brave minister, deputy minister, Carol, or Casano, can you really do that? It is really good that they are see Diana, controller, air Catabia, Nancy Colombo, this canal. And see, a idea was a Magana for you. So, the next will be any show, the Obian South, the Omonan Ferry Copoco, or Bell Swafway, Wako Radio Sude Nano Cano at Empire FM, Wako TV, so I press conference and who will be when you know baby and Kanta, such finance minister, ministry, who did many. Because the budget new first come and on time baby other. No one say finance ministry no 18 mekagu from say the 1.6 billion at the amount within 6 months. Linia, I was able to manage this. It's a very unprecedented. Say a baby baba na the budget allocation for the whole year within 6 months, first 6 months, what now really 85% of the budget allocation, and Kebeya unprecedented and Kebeya credit to this government. And I know very much that 2026 budget allocation, say I'm part, say finance ministry, I really need 1.6 billion, I representing 85%. And can you man go the Honua and can ministry between ye? As I said, you can say, Oko Bechin, I buy last year, and I'm a penny Mahama de Sotokobo from El Bechin, YAC. Chicken and meat processing factory. It's Wakessia Pa. Imagine 1 year, and see a man penny very say, Yamia Duma Busumi Bakua in November, or Kwaw commission. None of man penny a part state of the nation address, or also offer the contract a year arrangement in a payment arrangement in one. Almost around October 2025. By December, there was a Ministry of Finance, a releasing Sikanumu 20% Edema contract. Now, a year June, I was releasing 70% Edema contract. Now, the remaining 10% in between July and August, releasing Edema contract. Not me, now, so, then I know, so what would this social media? Yeah, Ghana for your more title, Ejupano, I've come to a sample and cobium. No matter to Kumu. We know because they fair 20% of the payments now I think Chama contract in December 2025. We do him and a finance ministry I release this canon. It is a Nakobate contract and consistent finance ministry so now releasing we see 85% the amount. I will mean say a year 20%. Yeah, so Baba Tuna to a kind of control. To get the amount 20%, then we 85%. And to say the net will be in the south, the name the percent your magana for whom you cry a woman. The finance ministry next to a really this Canwa. On one casting letter of authorization of the man ministry in February 18 years. On this account to quite can go to more. Every quarter make it start payment. So a clear 200 million at the Amman National Football Factor Company. The payments can you share the to one account food a Minister of Food and Agriculture account one after the Koto National Football Factor company account can you the Koto muta paying. Need to know and here the record in a certificate based on the correspondence the Minister of Finance Nakasa back authorized here or directed the Ministry of Food and Agriculture said you cannot spend more than a year this amount within this period of time. Now, so one man fine pay between June and July, between January and June, or Seko was spending more than 900 million. Now let's what's about over a crown, let's our buy any one casta a year budget allotment now they buy any but on spending more than 432 million. It is only 1.6 billion. Can ever hear from. That is the question you want to hear. Now, you is to cover the agric ministry football and a minister no asna so and now say the Kako national football stock for account to Mutamonto and the animal crapon how more and I said you must not one a crapo is so more academ or more academo. That said the Bayer and could be say Magana for now said the chairman yes you need similar. Think you need someone you need our and Kenyan bonus one. Say a bit my money no some of us are young minister, young training the Kosono, young training Magana for who the chairman because deputy minister no Kaka minister or one cashe. A brown who started the social media, a pushy agenda. Oh, a Greek ministry cut off one young cashe. I told you won't say, you need another document, you didn't PDF or year. Publication. The command time be something pensiona. Never said you so tap on Senya or Devo. I was saying to the 2 minutes 15. Then Krataya in the Amedia Guabontin. Finance Minister bet Naba Bonta current Ankrata Winea. And your minister and a sign. Young Pasa Krata, we have Montaniano Craig. Say your mamma a year letter of authorization. I shall say, don't spend this amount ever. Don't spend this amount, you spend this amount. Only Naba Bonta between Tanyano Craig. Now said you 2 million city.
Yes, out of what's what you say. That is a wasting in someone. If lead us and so that Kwaw Kese. I damn no zero. Ye Junita and Tuagu. Edian Commander Kwaw Kese so Ababedi. Oh, it's more breaking news. Kwaw Kese said demolition of buildings will not stop flooding in Accra. Then someone is about Eddie Ababon. Which a Dana Yejuja Tuaguro. I mean, himself affected the air. Which Sadian and Moyano ain't me and stop pictures of flooding. I had a did with Simdobia CBC be my crown baba.